The narrative surrounding Princess Anne, Queen Camilla, and the title of Princess Royal can be understood as a deeper reflection of tradition, duty, and the evolving pressures within the modern British monarchy. When examined in detail, it reveals not just a disagreement over a title, but a broader ideological clash between heritage and change. Princess Anne, the sister of King Charles III, has long been regarded as one of the most dedicated members of the royal family. Unlike the romanticized image of royalty often portrayed in fairy tales, her life has been defined by relentless service rather than ceremony. Over decades, she built a reputation as a no-nonsense royal who prioritized responsibility above personal comfort or public admiration. Reports frequently highlight that she carries out hundreds of official engagements each year, often surpassing even the monarch himself. Her approach reflects an older model of monarchy, one grounded in discipline, restraint, and a strong sense of obligation. Against this backdrop, the controversy emerged when Queen Camilla was said to have informally explored the possibility of redefining the title of Princess Royal. Historically, this title is one of the most exclusive honors within the British royal system. It is traditionally granted by the monarch to his eldest daughter and is held for life. Importantly, there can only be one Princess Royal at a time. The rarity of the title gives it immense symbolic weight, representing not only rank but also a lifetime of service and commitment to the crown, according to circulating accounts. Camilla's idea involved expanding the interpretation of the title to include her daughter, Erupts, from her previous marriage. The reasoning, as described by commentators, was that Camilla's position as queen consort brought her children closer to the royal institution, potentially justifying honorary recognition. However, this perspective immediately faced strong resistance from traditionalists within the monarchy. Critics argued that the proposal misunderstood the very foundation of royal titles. The Princess Royal designation is not simply an award or courtesy. It is deeply tied to bloodline and constitutional precedent. Since its creation in the 17th century by King Charles I, it has consistently been associated with the monarch's direct daughter. Any attempt to extend it beyond that definition would require a fundamental shift in royal protocol, something that institutions like the College of Arms and constitutional advisors are historically reluctant to support. The timing of the suggestion further intensified the reaction. Princess Anne, the current holder of the title, is still alive and actively fulfilling her duties. Because the title is held for life, it cannot be reassigned or shared. Therefore, even discussing a potential successor while she remains in position was widely interpreted as inappropriate. For many observers, it appeared to diminish Anne's decades of service and dedication. Princess Anne's personal history adds significant weight to this perspective. She is often described as embodying resilience and practicality. One of the most frequently cited moments from her life is the 1970 kidnapping attempt, during which she remained composed under extreme pressure. Her response to the attacker calmly refusing to comply became a defining example of her character. Over the years, she has maintained a consistent public image, straightforward, hardworking, and largely indifferent to the glamour often associated with royal life. In contrast, Erupts has lived primarily as a private individual, building a career in the art world. While respected in her own field, she has not been involved in official royal duties. This difference became a central point of contention. Many commentators argued that comparing Anne's lifetime of public service with Laura's private career highlighted the gap between the traditional expectations of the title and the proposed reinterpretation. Historical precedent also played a crucial role in shaping the debate. For example, Queen Elizabeth to herself never held the title of Princess Royal, despite being the eldest daughter of King George VI. The reason was simple. The title was already held by another royal at the time. This illustrates the rigidity of the tradition and reinforces the idea that it is governed by strict rules rather than personal preference within the royal family. Reactions were reportedly measured but firm. Prince William, in particular, was said to view the matter through the lens of long-term continuity. His daughter, Princess Charlotte, is widely seen as the natural future candidate for the title. From this perspective, altering the criteria could disrupt the expected line of succession and undermine the sense of stability that the monarchy seeks to project. Advisors and institutional figures, including those connected to heraldry and constitutional matters, were also described as opposing the proposal. Their arguments focused on preserving the integrity of the system. They emphasized that royal titles are not merely symbolic, but are part of a larger framework that sustains the monarchy's legitimacy. Changing such traditions, they warned, could have unintended consequences. Public opinion, as reflected in media commentary and social reactions, largely favored Princess Anne. Many people expressed admiration for her work ethic and viewed her as a symbol of authenticity within the royal family. The idea of altering a historic title for convenience or personal reasons was widely criticized, reinforcing the perception that tradition still holds significant value in the public imagination. Throughout the entire situation, Princess Anne herself remained silent. This silence was interpreted not as indifference, but as confidence in her role and record. By continuing her duties without addressing the controversy directly, she reinforced the idea that true authority comes from action rather than words. As the discussion evolved, attention increasingly shifted toward the future of the monarchy. Princess Charlotte emerged as a key figure in this narrative. Observers noted her composure during public events and her apparent understanding of royal protocol at a young age. While it is far too early to predict her future definitively, many see her as representing continuity, a link between the traditions of the past and the expectations of the future. In the end, reports suggested that the proposal to extend the princess royal title was quietly set aside. King Charles III, balancing personal relationships with his constitutional responsibilities, was believed to have chosen to maintain established precedent. This decision was interpreted as a reaffirmation of the monarchy's commitment to tradition, even in an era of increasing pressure to modernize. The episode ultimately highlights a broader truth about the royal institution. While it must adapt to changing times, it also relies heavily on continuity and historical legitimacy. Titles like Princess Royal carry meanings that extend far beyond individual recognition. They are part of a larger narrative that connects generations. Princess Anne's enduring role serves as a reminder that the monarchy's strength lies not in titles themselves, but in the values they represent: duty, resilience, and service. At the same time, the focus on Princess Charlotte suggests that these values will continue to shape the institution's future. In conclusion, the controversy was less about a specific proposal and more about the principles underlying the monarchy. It demonstrated how deeply tradition is embedded within the system and how strongly it is defended by both insiders and the public. By the end of the episode, the status quo remained intact, reinforcing the idea that while individuals may come and go, the institution itself is guided by enduring rules and expectations.